Hello, good afternoon. My name is Esther. This is the September edition. Can you say your name?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mike.
Right.
My name is
okay.
Samuel.
Yes, you're welcome to the show. And today we're discussing a very, very interesting topic. The topic says movies, music, and basically it's about entertainment. We entertain ourselves with books, we entertain ourselves with music and movies. We're going to be talking about how we impact life as youths, what effects do these things have. Okay, and during the week I made a survey of about 20 youths, 20 young people, Christians, and we asked questions. We asked questions if they listen to music, what kind of music they listen to, if they watch movies, what kind of movies they watch, if they read books, and what kind of books they read. And I'm going to be reading the results. For music, 100% they listen to music. Every one of them, they listen to music. And 75% gospel. They listen to 75% gospel more. And 10% they listen to secular music more. And we have 15% who said they listen to secular and gospel music on a 50-50 percentage ratio. And also movies. I asked about movies. Do they watch movies? 90% of them, they watch movies. And 90% watch movies and 10% if they read books. And 75% read books, 15% do not read books. 25% do not read books. 25% they read gospel books, Christian books more, and then 35% they read secular books more, and 15%, the last 50%, they read books, secular and gospel books, Christian books on a 50-50 ratio. Okay, so before we go on, that will be the first question I'm going to ask you. So first of all, you ask one after the other. Movies, books, music. What do you do more? From you first.
First of all, I want to appreciate our village. I've been to be part of this program. Actually, I watch movies and I read book more. Two movies and reading.
Okay, all right. Sister Laide, which do you do more?
Well, I can't rate the three because I love reading books. I love listening to music.
Secular.
You mean
combining the three together?
Books, I don't read
secular at all.
Secular.
Okay.
Except educational.
That's part of it. Secular. Educational, motivational books, stuff like that.
So, except that I'm
okay.
And all that. So I would say that it's educational. Yes, I do. And
music and movies.
Music. I can listen to music. More than seeing a movie.
Okay. All right.
Talking about music, movies, and reading. I do it. That's one of the. But I
literature, I read all things like the newspaper and all that, but right now I think my reading has reduced a bit, but right now I do more of music and movies. Okay, now what is your choice? I when asking the question, one of them said, I don't even watch movies at all. Was that you? Someone said, I don't watch movies at all. Okay, just one person. I don't watch movies at all. I just 100% music. That person is in his 40s. Okay, and he doesn't read books too. But he only watches, he only listens to music, and it's 100% gospel. Well, that is life. That is life I chose. And one thing I'm thinking, don't watch movies, don't read books, only music. Yeah.
And the music is
Gospel.
I think that tells how far the person will go in life. Truth of the matter. Because how can you just be listening to music without reading? I don't know. I don't know how the person will go. How the person will go in life.
Well, I don't think.
Music alone.
Well, I don't know. I can't answer that. But I think
I remember one of the habits I cannot change, and that's the aspect of buying books.
Okay.
I remembered when there was a time that I needed to bring my books down here, and it was my books.
You had to choose.
Because I believe in having a library. Want to say that, well, that's
okay.
because I've had friends who tells me, how do you get to know this much? And then I tell them, I read this through this book. A reader said this. I'm so wrapped up talking to people more than I know. Why? Because I see
Because of books, yeah. A reader.
The truth of the matter is that you've read the mind of the person, the author of that book. You understand what I'm saying now? Even if you have not met with the person one-on-one,
You already know
know the mind of the person. So please, reading. Well, let me not just.
Okay, let's just arrive at that fact that reading is. I want to say that reading is a skill that has been kind of neglected due to the advent of phones, technology. We are always watching TV, we are always on social media, we read everything we want to read through social media. So books have been neglected by everything we are just watching on the TV, on all that. So I think the reading culture is something that should be. I still read, but it has stepped down a bit, it has reduced. So I think we should. E-books, yeah, there are e-books.
You can read e-books, and when you in fact it's much more easier because of I have a friend Abimbola Baje who is so crazy about reading books. If you see that with her right now, she can be seeing her phone and she's reading.
Well, for me about e-books, if I want to read, I believe having that actual book. Anyway, if that book is not available physically, I can, but I still prefer, it's accessible. I can see it close to me, I can feel it than just, just squinting my eyes and I'm reading through my this and all that. So what's your take about that?
Yeah, actually, I like reading, but let me just say that I don't have the passion. Yeah, that's what I just want to say. I know if you really want to go far in life, you have to be a reader, and you must have a library, like what my sister said. But let me say, I will just say it's not really my habit, but I don't dispute. I really cherish and I like reading. Actually, these days I've been trying to develop the habit, and these days I read whenever I want to read, I read in the morning, very early in the morning. That's when I think I can easily digest whatever I read. But when it's going through, after the whole stress of the day, I can't read anything. But music, when it comes to music, I can do that anytime. I can easily do that anytime, any day. So that's one thing about reading. I know with reading you can't really push reading away. You can't push it aside. Whatever you are doing, being a musician or being anything, wherever you are, you just have to be a reader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Moving away from that, I want to ask now, okay. Now,
sorry, my sister, before we move on.
Okay.
There is a point I want to make here.
Okay.
You see, the reading culture, either electronics wise or physical. It cannot be substitute.
Of course.
There can't be any substitute to that.
Of
Because
course.
I overheard you saying the other time that reading should be revisited or
I mean, should reawaken that culture, that reading culture.
Okay. Because we cannot do without. You can't substitute we can't substitute. Is either you sit down and read, either electronically or physically. But looking for another means, maybe on YouTube, social media to read. I
didn't say we can have an alternative. I said we should. I mean, it's dying. It's a culture that is dying. So we should actually try to resurrect that culture. Reading, whether hard copy, whether soft copy, whichever one is convenient for us. We just need to read, and it also affects the way we read our Bibles too.
Yeah.
So, okay, now can I move? Can I move on? Okay, I want to ask now. Okay, the kind of movies. Okay, now talking about music and movies. You are a music person. I know you do music more secular. Okay.
That's what I do. I listen to gospel music that I listen to. I mean, if I listen to any secular music, it must have a message. Because there are some secular music you can get. I mean, they might not be a gospel
They have
singer,
good content,
but they have good content. Good. I mean, you can get something from there. The message is really touching. So that's not any. I mean, we categorize them as secular because they are not a gospel musician. So, but I don't just listen to any musician being a secular or whatever. So there, but movies like before, I watched secular movies before, but nowadays the rate is really going down. Let me just put it away. Anytime I try to watch foreign movies these days. For a reason, because of the profession I am right now. So I try to watch foreign movies. I mean, and not anyhow. Foreign movies. That's to do with action, stuff like that. But let me just say the percentage is like 60-40.
Okay.
60-40.
60 gospel, 40.
I'm really trying my best to be more. So that's the percentage I can give to the film.
Okay, now I want to ask, why do you do more content in terms of music and music? Why?
From that side. As an instrumentalist, every day you just have to be updated. I have to upgrade. I don't have to be playing the same thing I played yesterday. Play today and repeat the same thing. That's one of the reasons why I always listen to music. I mean, I'm always trying to update myself. If there is a new song today, I try to download it and see what is it. I'm not the time I listen to the
Beats.
To the beat. Just the instrumentation of the song. But notwithstanding, I have some songs that I can't only listen to their beats. And the lyrics are so touching that I'm listening to it alone. Like,
it just has to
like these days now, I have like I have do I call it collections? Like 4 of them. Anytime, any day, 24/7. I'm listening to them, not because of their beat, but because of the content, because of the lyrics. Like Jesus, you are too loved. Jesus, something like that.
Okay.
I mean, the love of God, something like that. So I not because of the beat alone, but the lyrics too.
Okay.
Movies. I mean it's very clear. Gospel movies are. I mean they are so. How do I put it? The message are so heavy. They are heavier than anybody can talk about. I watch secular movie just to because of my profession, like I said the other time. Not because of, but there are some secular movies that they have message too. But I prefer gospel.
Okay.
When it comes to getting a message from a movie, I watch gospel movies more.
Okay.
Because of the message.
All right. So, Sister Lade, which I mean, why did you choose? I mean, okay, I don't want to make an assumption now. You do more of gospel, Christian music and movies, right?
Well, when it comes to movies, I can't lie. I love some secular movies.
Okay.
Yes, and
but it is still more of gospel.
yes, when it comes to music,
Okay.
more gospel.
Okay, so what informed your choice? Why did you pick? Why do you watch more of gospel than?
Well, it's because what I hear have a way of affecting my thought patterns, and because of that, I tend to be careful of what I listen to, what I see, because it has been proven that over and over time that what we listen to, what we see, what we read, have a way of affecting our thought patterns.
Yeah.
And because I believe that it has a way of affecting our actions, and then our actions have a way of affecting our habits, and then our habits have a way of becoming a character.
Yeah.
And then because of that, I have learned that when I listen to gospel music, and I watch gospel movies and I read gospel books, I believe that it's have a way of affecting me in a way positively, and not only that, it makes me to realize that the direction I'm going in life, have to do with that. And so because of that, why waste my time listening to secular movies to just catch fun?
Okay.
So,
All right. Thank you. So, Mike,
Yes.
are you on the same path, or are you?
At least let me start from where she.
Okay. So everybody is gospel here now. Okay.
Gospel.
Yeah.
But like myself, I will not say 100% gospel, both in movies, music, and reading. You see, in reading, I read secular books very, very well. Not because I am carnal or maybe I'm not spiritual, but I read secular books to enrich my. There is need for you to be informed of what is going on
In the world.
society.
Yeah.
You understand? So the secular book, you cannot just put it aside just because we are now in the kingdom or we are kingdom minded. You understand what I'm saying now? So the secular book, I read more. In fact, I read 40-60.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying now? So in movie, I don't like watching secular movie because speaking from the Bible, the orientation I got from the Word of God, what your eyes see, you understand, has a way of affecting your life, either positively or negatively. So secular music, talking about Nollywood in Africa and all of that, I'm very, very careful in watching most of all those, because at times you watch a movie and if you're not careful, you end up having it again in your dream as nightmare. That has a way of affect. So what my eyes see, I'm very, very careful with it. Now the music also, I listen to secular music very, very well. I'm an African man. I remember there is this man called Said Osupa. In Africa, in Nigeria, he's a Yoruba.
Oh my God.
So this man he sang a song at a particular time that even a bishop, there is a bishop that made reference to it. Bishop Mike Bamidele of Victory Life Center in Nigeria. I remember when I was nobody. You understand? If you listen to that kind of music all the time, you understand?
Okay. Now, from that angle, I'd like to ask a question. I've met a lot of Christians who say that I don't have to watch or listen to everything. It doesn't have to be 100% gospel. That okay. Some people argue that okay, I know who I am. I've gotten to a point in Christianity that even if I watch this movie, it cannot affect me. It cannot affect me. I can easily, do away with it. It doesn't stay long in me, something like that. So what's your take on that?
I won't agree to that.
Okay.
Like what my brother said, whatever you feed your eyes on, definitely it will affect your heart. Um, and the Bible says we should guide our hearts diligently, because
out of it are issues of life.
So actually, like my brother said he doesn't like to watch secular movies. I won't lie, I watch secular movies, but I am selected. I select what I watch. Like, I mean, every secular movie has, I mean, we have shine types, we have family, we have action. We have,
okay, let me quickly cut you concerning that. Okay. We have categories of. Now let's go to secular movies. Now we have categories. We have action, we have horror, we have romance, we have
fantasy,
all those fiction and all that. And if you have to think of it, many people listen to music, watch movies, and read books for different purposes. For example, you said because you're a music person, you listen to the beat that you learn something from it. So I can say that doing all these things is not just entertainment. Although basically, generally, we use all these things to entertain ourselves, but they also serve the purpose of education. We get educated, even in movies. Even to me, what I believe is that it doesn't have to be. Okay, let's pick it one by one. Movies now. There are movies which are not gospel, they're not Christian movies, but they pass a message across. There's a strong message inside of it. Yes. But there are some movies, even while trying to pass that message, they bring in some things that are not godly. They sell it, even while passing that kind of message. They bring it subtly, something like that. Maybe the act of premarital sex, nudity, and all that. They still bring that in while still passing a strong message. If you can agree with me. So, are we trying to say that while we are watching this, although we have ones that, do we really have a secular movie that do not promote all this, all these things?
I think the truth of the matter is, if one must watch secular music, movies, thank you, one need to be very, very careful. We cannot just maybe do away with it, like you say, right? You rightly said. But the truth of the matter is that one need to be very, very careful, because even, please, I want to make reference to the scripture. God dealing with Abraham, he took him out. He said, look to the west, to the south, to the north, and to the east. He said, as far as your eyes can see. So you see, look, what you feed your eyes with is very, very important. You see, I want to make this analogy now. Our mind, either as a Christian or as a believer or as an unbeliever, it's like a camera in those days. You know, a camera we use is that when it is exposed to a light, an image is painted on the film already. Now, our mind is likely to be like that camera. You understand what I'm saying now? So, if care is not talking at the process of watching that secular music, something is registered and printed in your heart already, that it will take the grace of God to erase it. So it has a way of affecting you either positively or negatively. So when doing that, I think one needs to be very, very, very careful watching secular music. We shouldn't, because of what we stand to gain, or maybe we want to educate ourselves at the process, now injure our soul.
Okay.
Very, very important.
Okay, I agree with you on that. Now, coming to music, there was a time I was much, much younger. There's this song that a lady, a Nigerian musician, did, and it just came to me. Maybe everywhere you hear on TV, where you're tuning your channels, they play music. On radio, they play music. Maybe you're walking along the streets, you are hearing music. The music. That song that was trending then. So it was just in my head. And since in a particular day, I think I heard that song maybe a number of times. Then afterwards, it started playing in my head. I want to think about a song, that song will just come. Even unconsciously, that song will just come. And it's not...
It has been printed.
Yeah, so I had to do something consciously to remove that song in my head. Whenever it comes, I just throw it away so that it won't register in my mind. So, and right now I would say that more of music, because this our mind is a template. Okay, I want to give an illustration. If you have a cup of water, a glass of water, transparent, water, and you fill it with water. Let's say that water is our mind. And maybe we put in Coke. I'm trying to talk in aspect of this. Is it osmosis or diffusion now? When you put in Coke, something colored, the colored substance, it will stain that water.
Yeah.
It will change it to the color that that substance is. It will change it to that color. But if you now want to remove that color, what do? You fill it with more water. With more water. The more you fill with water, the more that color will decrease. But if you put the colored substance again, it will change to that color. So you have to fill with more water for you to diffuse that color. So that's the exact way that I think that our minds, if we are in this world, such things will just come to us. Even without we going after it, how much more deliberately listening to, maybe you're having it on your phone and listening every day. Even without having it on your phone, without looking for it, it comes. Just like pictures, things that we see all this suggestive sex stuff that we see around us that we can't close our eyes, we just see them. So those things are that colored substance that come into our hearts. So when we want to flush it away, we flush it away with something that is positive, which is the gospel. When we want to remove that, you take in more of Christian music, Christian movies and all that, or the word of God, to just get it away. Because our mind, it has a way of magneting stuff. Whether you hear it, whether you see it, and when you see, even when you close your eyes, you are still seeing those pictures.
Of course.
In the heart. So, okay, now, impact of these things in our lives. Do we say that, I still want to go back to that question I asked before.
Okay.
That, is it possible that, okay, now, we are not going after it deliberately to say, okay, I want to have this kind of music on my phone, this secular music, this secular movie, I want to go after it. But it comes, or we watch it once in a while. We watch it once in a while. We don't say we don't watch at all. We watch it once in a while. But is it possible that these things do not impact our life? Because we know that, as you said the other time, it is what you keep doing, it will become an habit. The words they use, before you start using those words. You start becoming, if you don't fight, you don't do something about it, it will just become part of you, become an habit, become a and all that. So is it possible that some people will still argue, that will tell you that watching secular movies, listening to secular music, it does not affect me. It doesn't affect my faith. It doesn't affect my stand. It doesn't do anything to me. I just, use it to just entertain myself. So, okay. Before I go on, we are not okay. Are we agreeing right now that?
I will not agree with that. Okay, you want to say something?
No, I'm not saying we are agreeing to that. I want just to talk about it.
Nobody should tell us that listening to those things and watching those things does not affect the spiritual life. No. I will not agree to that. It has a lot to do with your spiritual life. You understand what I'm saying now? Because you don't tell me that your attention is on it. You are taking something from it. So it doesn't matter how spiritual you are. One of my mentors say, don't even stay in an environment where something like that is happening. One of my mentors says so. He said, because before you realize what is happening, you yourself, you start saying what they are saying. At least I've fallen a victim before. One of my brother will be a witness to it. Even till date, I'm still struggling to do away with some of the reason why you see, like using some wrong words. You understand what I'm saying? I'm an African man, a Yoruba man, for that matter. Something like yes, we pick all these things from. Yes. You see, and it's not good. No, I found that in me. It's not good. So as a Christian, I'm still battling with that. So how will you now come and tell me that that one does not have anything to do with it? Is a lie from the pit of hell. Hello, brothers and sisters. If you are in that kind of position, I will advise you. You had better stop because no, you don't. You don't tell me that. Oh no, it doesn't matter. It matters. It matters. My sister, it
let me
matters.
just add a little to that from what he said. Not only, I'm taking it from the angle of the children we have nowadays, because I'm a victim. Let me just put it from there. I watched a lot of movies when I was kid, and what I was exposed to then almost ruined my life, if not for Christ. So if you are telling me that, oh, these things, I'm so spiritual, I can do away with them, I can do this. No, it's a lie from the pit of hell. Because these things you are watching, they are spiritual on their own. They have a way of affecting lives, either positive or negative. That's why I would just advise the parents nowadays. We should, be careful of what we expose our child to or our children to at their early stage. Or you can say, a lot of cartoons are out there now. We are talking about cartoons. Cartoon is meant for children. Yes, let them enjoy. But cartoons has been, they have changed cartoon these days. So you must just be careful. I saw one cartoon. I was just like, is this a cartoon for children or what else? Adults, all these stuff they are being promoted everywhere. You can't even. It's like what somebody said. So they might be, advertising wristwatch, and you see them in nudity, sexual. So I'm just trying to add that from the point of and from the angle of the children of nowadays and the parents. Please. Let's be mindful of what we expose our children to at their early stage. Now technologies are everywhere, phones, laptop, tablet, they're there. And if care is not taken, what these children are watching, if care is not taken, can ruin their life forever.
Okay. I have two questions, but the first one is from the angle of the last thing you said. Now, if you want to say that, I'm of the opinion that parents should stay informed to know what is actually going on in the world. Because if we want to fence ourselves, we can do that successfully, but our children, we can't fence them from the world. They go into the world, we have grown up, we have done all these things, we are ready, we know where we are safe. But they are growing, they are going to schools, they are mixing with friends, and they're the one going out. But when children come in, maybe a child comes in today and start doing something. For example, things that, now in the world, all these, the things that they preach now in the world, like all this lesbianism, homosexuality and all that, and this satanism and all things, they are not targeting children. They can go through the schools and teach the children something that they're not supposed to be taught. Maybe the child can come home and start innocently doing doing a sign or saying something or doing something. But if we Christians, we are too fenced. We are being too careful, and we are not informed about all these things going in the world. When the children are exhibiting those, we won't know. We will be ignorant. So how much can we get ourselves informed? Because I feel that, okay, if I'm watching anything concerning this, okay, I can know how to protect myself, Christian and all that. I can know how to protect myself and try to know, but these children, they don't know. And if you want to even censor them, we have to know exactly what those things are. For us to know, like cartoons now is a subtle way. It's not like this. They won't do it so clearly. They will do it in a way that you won't even know. Some movies, they will just draw some signs. All those images, all this eye, the eye, the Baphomet, all these things, the Illuminati signs, they can do it on one wall on the street. Very, very minute way of passing those sort of things. So I believe that parents should be informed. They should know what is going on so that they'll be able to protect their children, because it's what you don't know. Your child can come to them and start lecturing you. And you'll be wondering, you'll be like, where did you get these things from? So, and if we're not involved in their lives, we don't even know how to correct them. So, in that way, how can we, for example, we're also protecting ourselves too from getting involved in all this, not allowing it to pollute us, but we are trying to do this to protect our children, to be able to keep them away from this thing and to educate them better. You understand? So, in trying to balance this, how can we do it?
Well, when it comes to the aspect of children, somebody once asked the question.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Before you go on, I want to make an example so that it won't seem so vague. For example, there's this sign that they do now, like something like, is it like this? Okay. There's a sign like this. It has a meaning.
Yeah, of course, yes.
It has a meaning. So today, if a child that I know does this, I know that it's something devilish. I'll be able to correct him. But a parent who doesn't know that these things happen, you just overlook it and say it's just nothing. So that's the aspect I'm talking about. That how do we educate ourselves and get informed, get involved in those things, and understand, be aware of the world we are living in right now, because we are still in this world. As long as we are still here, we still encounter this thing. So how do we get to know this thing without polluting ourselves?
Okay, like when I get to meet some parents, well, I don't have a child yet, still hoping to get one.
Amen, Jesus' name.
So, but then, because I am close to a lot of children, and I happen to be a lover of children, and the first thing I would advise parents to always do is to be close to their children. You know, children at that age want to be a talkative. When they come back from school, they want to tell their parents everything.
Yeah.
And even from age 2, you will see such a child always saying blah blah blah. Blah. You can't understand what it's saying.
But it's saying something.
But it's saying something. Probably you went to school,
heard
some things, but you don't understand what it's saying.
But it's expressing it.
Exactly. He tries to use some signs, some things to, things like this. And especially from an African parents. African parents are these strict parents. They believe that when they shout on children, they believe so much in shouting on children, beating children. Cane. Exactly. And when you use this to scare them away, you didn't just damage their self-esteem. You have done a whole lot of harm to them right from while they were young. There are times when you need to beat them, but they should not be familiar with that beating. There are times when you need to scream at them to make them understand, but they should not be too familiar with that screaming. Because when you do that, it makes them like somebody like me. I was growing up, I'm so used to my mom shouting, and so when there was a day I was growing, I was age 8 or something like that, and I was in a place and she just screamed. I was already shivering, almost, and people around were already shouting, why are you screaming on this child? At that stage, when I get to see something from in school, I want to be
you won't be able to talk to her, yeah.
So, why? Because of the screaming, because I'm scared that if I talk to her,
she might shout at you.
She might shout at me, or she might say, you are becoming a bad child, you are already being influenced negatively, or say all sorts of things, and I don't want to my self-esteem to be damaged.
Yeah.
So because of that, I tend to, for children like that, I would advise that parents tends to be close, be your child's best friend. Because when the child sees that his or her parent is our best friend, the way they relate, the way they talk to their colleagues, when they get to school, they say, oh, my dad told me this. And they tend to believe so much in their parents. People, they tend to believe so much is in their teacher and their parents. Because when they say, my mom told me.
My mom said,
you're always hearing that. My dad told me this. Why? Because they've seen their parents as their friends. And so, when parents are their children's friends, when they show some signs, you can ask them, oh, come on, what's the meaning of that sign? Say, oh, mommy, it's the trailing thing now. You know, things like that. Before you know it, it's already...
Be able to explain to that child, I mean, according to his level, that, okay, this is wrong, don't do it, and something like that.
Sometimes parents don't know the sign, the
They
meaning
don't,
of the sign.
that's what I'm saying.
And so when they come on that, they just say, oh, my teacher told me that this is the meaning of this sign, this is the meaning of this sign. This
Just look away.
And then you will now sit he or she down and say, okay, you know, girl, this is the way it is. This is how you do. You know, you are a child of a king. A child of a king thinks like this. You know, you are this. You're child of, you know, before you know it, you have already affected such a child's thought patterns. And before you know it, that child can go out to influence
even his friends.
His friends in school. So I think that parents should just be very close to their children.
Yeah. Okay.
Praise God. Yes, he has said it all. Parents should be close to their children. And also, from the question you ask, you see, most of these things, if we parents will be looking for a way to get ourselves informed about what is going on in our society, may it not be that we are trying to rescue somebody and the process we fell into the
No. The thing is, you know what you're doing.
Wait, I'm coming.
You know what you're doing. It's easier for you. It's easier for you to guard yourself than that child. That's what I'm trying to say.
I know what I'm saying. Wait,
it's not that you're doing it unconsciously.
I'm driving the point.
Okay.
Just listening to me.
Okay.
From my sister just spoke. She just spoke now. One day my baby came back from school. We just located from the northern part of Nigeria to the western part of it. He doesn't understand Yoruba very well. He speaks English. So he went to the school, and the only thing he could learn in the school that day, he came back from the school and he met me and his mother in the bedroom. He just walked in as the baby of the house. They were removing the uniform of the school from his head. The next thing he was saying in Yoruba language is, I will interpret. Oh, Leoshi, Koleja. The process,
what does it mean?
I think, yes, the meaning is that a lazy man, he can't fight.
And it's a slant. It's a slant.
A stupid lazy guy that cannot fight, he was looking at that old woman slapping him. That is the meaning of their hand. So, Leoshi.
A wrong message.
So, you see, a wrong message. But you see, just like my sister said, I did shout on him. I joined him in singing down. Wait now, I joined him. So at the process, I now sat him down. I called his mother. I said, tell this boy the meaning of what it is. And let the boy know that.
Understand.
You understand what I'm saying? And that settles it. You see?
Sorry, I want to say something concerning that. And that goes to say that it's not just shouting at a child. What kind of noise is that? Stop saying it. You have to make him understand what he was saying, so that next time he won't do it. But say,
he refused to give him his food.
When he goes to school, he will still sing the same song.
Telling me, I joined him. I sang about one or two stanzas of the song with him. So I said, this is it, and that settles it. Now, I think one of the process I would like us to adopt as a parent is not by getting involved on or exposing ourselves to know what is actually happening in the society. But let us have a standard at home. If we as a Christian or as a child of God have a standard in the house, because let me tell you, all those signs, they won't tell those children the meaning of it. So if you are waiting for the child to come and tell you the meaning,
no,
you may not.
He may not know.
He may not know.
It is you that will tell him why.
At the process of when you have a standard, you see, if your child already knows that he can't come into the house with a strange something by the reason of the doctrine or the discipline you have in the house, he knows that even if he's joining them to do it in the school, if that which is not right anyway, he can't come into the house with it because of the standard. And at the process, if the standards enter into it, he won't even join them in the school.
Concerning that,
he won't join them in the school. So we should, instead of going to look for how to be informed, let us get informed with the Word of God and read books concerning raising a godly children. Once you read books and you are informed about raising a godly children, hello, what what you are imparted with, it will be transferred to your children at home.
Concerning that, also we're making a kind of statement that even if he's doing it in school, I mean, he won't bring it home. Okay, for that kind of session, I'm seeing a kind of home where you say, okay, I can only do this outside, I can't come in. Like people do say, okay, we are in the church, we are not doing this, but when we are outside, we can do this. Why not let that child have understand something that whether you are at home, whether you are out, because we have a lot of kids who were raised well at home, they behave properly at home, but when they get any opportunity to go out, these things are inside them. They are not just expressing it. They're not expressing it to you because mommy is at home, this is house. But when they get to boarding school or they get to university and they're living on their own, they just start doing. You will think it was that moment that they were influenced. No, it is something that was inside them, but they didn't have fine expression for it. They now got to a place where they could find expression. They're not expressing it. So it's not about you must not do it here, you must not do it. It's about letting the child understand that this is, imprinting it in the child's heart. That even if he doesn't understand something, we are watching our children, let them bring whatever. That's why we advocate that whatever friend that you have, let him come home. Let me know that friend. Let me know whatever you are doing in school. Let me know it so that I'll be able to correct something. I'll be able to change whatever you are doing. It's not just about my mommy with this, my daddy with this, and all that. But whatever you are doing outside, come and do it at home. Let me censor it. Let me tell you which is right, which is wrong, and let me do something about it. That's my approach.
It's not built in a day.
Yeah.
But the process of training up a child in a godly way, there is a starting point. You understand what I'm saying now? The kind of life you want children to live, at the beginning, they may not start living it. They may first of all be prepared. But if you continue training them in a godly way, there are some times they will come back from school with those things. You understand? There are some times they will be afraid of their parents if they come back from school. And there are some times that they themselves will realize that this thing is not good for me as a child. So that is why I made that example of a room is not built in a day. So there is no how in the school of training a child. It is in stages. You understand what I'm saying now? There is a time that the child will be afraid of you as a parent. And there is a time also that the child will now realize that there is somebody that is even higher than my parent that I'm supposed to be afraid of, which is God. You understand what I'm saying now? So I am not saying that we shouldn't allow them to. No, I digress to it. It's just.
So let me just give my own idea concerning that. I don't want to be too spiritual in this aspect. Yes.
Like being too spiritual.
Raising children. I'm not saying it's bad to be spiritual, but we cannot leave out information.
We are in information age.
Leave out information from my own perspective. If we are saying it's only, yes, I agree with everything you said. We must have a standard, we must have a principle in the house. But at the same time, we must know what is going on in the world. As long as we are still in this world, as long as we are living in this world, we must be informed. This is what is going, not that you are joining them to do it. We read news. We can't say because, I'm a Christian, I'm not listening to the news again. We read our Bible, we study our Bible, but we must know what is going on outside there. As I'm talking to you, I don't listen to secular music, but when I hear something, I know, this is where it's coming from. This is the side it's coming from. This is not coming from the gospel side.